cold and windy day here in Muncie, Indiana. It's the Mid-American Conference on ESPN, but a picture-perfect atmosphere here inside Worthen Arena for the 2021 Mid-American Conference Volleyball Tournament. Our first matchup is the 5-seed Toledo and the 4-seed Western Michigan. Here's a look at your championship bracket. Coming up in our nightcap tonight, 3-seed Ohio and 6-seed Northern Illinois, top seed Ball State and 2-seed Bowling Green. They're waiting in the wings in tomorrow's semifinal, with the championship coming up here inside Worthen Arena on Wednesday. Rick Johnston joined by the three-time first-team All-MAC selection, Katie Tomasic from Miami of Ohio. Katie, what is it like to play in the Mid-American Conference Tournament?
It's thrilling. You come in, you have a lot of nerves, a lot of excitement. It's the same teams you've been playing all season, but it has a different level to it.
Well, these two teams have met twice this season, splitting both matchups. We'll start with the 5-seed Toledo. They're the darlings of the tournament, making it to the postseason for the first time since 2016, and a big reason why is one of their top outside hitters in Taylor Alt.
Yeah, they have a chip on their shoulder. So Taylor Alt's only a sophomore, but this is her second season straight being first-team All-MAC. She also has just over 4 kills per set, which puts her second in the MAC.
A fantastic player to keep our eyes on today. 17 in blue will be a big one today for Toledo. On the other side, Western Michigan, they come in as the 4-seed, 18 and 11 overall, and they've got a nice setter in place. 2-time setter of the year, back-to-back years, Logan Case.
Yeah, so she's young, like you said, as a sophomore, but she brings a lot of experience and a lot of confidence. This is her second season straight, both on the first-team All-MAC and as setter of the year. So she's been in this position before, and she knows how to come in with a calm, cool head.
Set 1 win for Western Michigan. Julia Marr, a big reason why. 7 kills and no errors for the freshman.
Yeah, especially as a freshman. She's coming in, playing like really relaxed, I'd say. She's making smart shots when she's off the net. She's swinging high when she's on the net and the block isn't in her face. She's swinging through it quickly. And then when she does see the block, she's tooling it. So she's using all the tools in her toolbox.
Set 1 win for Western Michigan. 4 errors for Maggie King. She ran into a couple of those big blocks. Toledo had 3 of them in the opening frame.
Yeah, and I would think Toledo probably has her number. They've probably been preparing for her and really studying her tendencies. So it's always hard to play a team multiple times and have equally as good of nights as you had previously because they're prepared. Whereas Mark can come on and maybe they don't know her tendencies as well and find success because they don't know her. They haven't seen her as much.
King, the junior, she out of Cincinnati, Ohio, just like Case, her teammate, back-to-back years as a first-team All-MAC selection. So we'll see what Toledo's got up their sleeve here. Trailed by 5 early, came back to tie it a couple of times midway through the frame before falling by 5. Ryan Felici will send it over, one of the 2 Hawaiians on the Toledo roster. And picking up right where she left off, Julia Marr, 8th kill tonight.
She went for that sharp angle. She caught the inside of the block and put it right down. Caught the inside of the block in a good way, of course. Tooling off.
As long as you get the point, doesn't matter how you get it, right?
Yep, everything's worth 1 point. That's what we always say.
Second service error of the night for Madison Mers. And we are even to start set 2. Here's a good look at Taylor Alt, who will serve. Paced Toledo with 6 kills and only 1 error in our opening frame here, this 4-5 seed matchup in the MAC Volleyball Tournament. Sliding dig Neal. Behind the line, Alt. Too much heat on that one for the Toledo Rocket.
Yep, she wanted that back. She said, I want to serve again, so give me this and I'll put it down.
Alt's had some pretty good success serving here tonight.
Yeah, she does a great job of keeping the ball low and flat. So the closer you can get it to the top of the tape without hitting it, the less time the other team has to react. Like that, for example. When you keep it that close and with that much pace, you sometimes get aces.
Katie, it's like you played volleyball before, a little bit, right?
I dabbled.
Little here, there, off and on. Alt goes deep this time. Good receive from Western Michigan. Beautiful set from Case. Then Hogan finished off. Didn't call her name a lot in set 1.
Yeah, no, I think it's been an outside show. We have seen the middles get involved with Logan here and there. I think they've been finding their connection in the first set. That was great timing, so we'll see if they continue to try and strengthen that.
You see Case back to serve. She has been fiery and intense since the first serve here tonight. Just getting it over is Toledo. Case, and off the block, it's Meredith Phillips. Phillips and Marr, excuse me, have run the show on the outside tonight for Western Michigan.
Yep, and when you send a ball back like Toledo did as a free ball, you kind of play a tough game. So you want to take the hitters out, but if you get a good pass off of that, that let them run very in-system and very quickly, which makes it hard to defend. So you kind of walk a fine line with surprising them and also setting up a very quick attack against you.
Case right back, but there's block number 4 of the night for Toledo. The Rockets have owned the net blocking 4-0 against the Broncos.
Yep, I think Western runs a pretty quick offense, so when Toledo is up and with them, they're seeing good results in the chance that Western is able to beat them and Logan can keep the block guessing. Western's not having an issue with it, but they're getting many more blocks than Western is tonight, so they have it down.
Pierce on the block there for Toledo. Marr on the kill, number 9 for the freshman, who has really seen her game blossom in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, if it's working, don't stop.
So Marr checks out. She'll get a breather along with Maddie Arundel. Mairead Boyle, sophomore out of Illinois, with the serve here for Western Michigan. Rockets trying to find their go-to hitter, which will push it out of bounds, and Western Michigan goes ahead by 1.
Yeah, and they run alt very, that was very intentional and in system. So she's jumping, and she's broad jumping, so she's almost hitting the ball at probably the 5 to 6 foot line.
Erickson tried to find one, snuffed out by Simpkins. King tried to get on the board for Western Michigan. Tipped over by the Rockets. Broncos able to recover. One-hand dig off a 2, trying to go back corner King. Lunging dig is Simpkins for the Broncos. Case will send it over with the right hand, the setter. Big block for the Broncos. Toledo somehow able to get it back over the net. Dump from Case. Neal with the dig. Alt.
Scrappy volleyball going on.
Jaquay with the dig for Toledo. Boyle with one of her own for Western Michigan. Alt with the dig for the Rockets. Long rally here. And just on the end of Western Michigan's side. Tough break there for the Broncos.
Yeah, and you can tell as the play lengthens, the number of tips that are getting thrown in are getting greater and greater as both teams are kind of losing steam. And so when it comes down to that, it was who can not make a mistake. Now you're taking a second to catch your breath, reset, because it's a lot. It's a huge energy expenditure to jump that many times in a row.
Felici in to replace Erickson. Good in-system pass, and then the dig attempt will land out of bounds. Western Michigan goes back in front. Good quick play there for the Broncos.
Yep, and exactly. When they are up and they're quick, they're not seeing as much of an issue with the Toledo block. Right there, she was one-on-one essentially.
How nice is that as an outside hitter to see only one block out there kind of open?
You're supposed to put that away. If you only have one block, you're supposed to win every time.
Case goes right back to where she did last time. This time, Neal gets the dig for the Rockets. Beasley into the net, upset with herself there, and the Broncos flip ahead by 2.
And that is a hard shot to hit. So as the ball's coming over your shoulder, you don't really catch it in your line of sight until it's right on you. So you have to be very patient and let it get a tiny bit past you before you swing, or stuff like that's going to happen.
2-point lead for Western Michigan. They lead the match 1-0. Alt has it dug by Simpkins.
Yep, they go back to Alt when they're in trouble.
I thought you were going to get that.
I was about to. It used to be where you could run around the court and play that ball back to your side for it to play over, but I think they changed it so you cannot cross the midline anymore, which is probably the safer thing to do.
I was letting the professional take it. I was getting back. I know my place. I am just getting far, far away.
If the ball was here, we probably would have had someone diving on the table. So
4-point lead here for Western Michigan. They have quickly flipped this thing from being tied at 5. They scored 4 in a row. Another block here for the Broncos, their second here of this second set.
Yep, and it's taken Western a little bit longer to get their block together, but we've seen a few good touches.
A tip there for Toledo. King, too much on that one.
again, there's that fine balance. When you're off the net, you don't want to hit it too low so the block can just swipe it right down, but you also don't want to kind of hit it too long on that one or it just goes sailing.
3-point deficit for Toledo. Redmond, the center, out of Chattanooga, sending it over. Diving dig, Alt will save it. Free ball sent over by the Rockets. Case, back set. Felici tips. That's a net violation against Felici.
Yep, I was about to say before that net violation, I think Toledo does a great job of just staying with every play. There's a few balls that I was like, oh, that's going off. That's the end of the play. And nope, they keep chasing it down and they send it back over.
Jakeway cuts in front. Toledo way out of system, and that one sails out of bounds. That's a 5-point lead for Western Michigan, tying their biggest lead of the night.
Oftentimes when you're trying to get the ball back into the court and you're not facing the court, you're not necessarily trying to set up a hitter. You shouldn't try and set up a hitter. You just want to put it high and in the middle. Phillips
will give the point right back on the third service error of the night here for Western Michigan. Just 2 service errors for Toledo. How demoralizing can be, kind of an energy drainer.
Yeah, if you're trying to get a run together, service errors really kind of kill that momentum. You have to quickly switch your mindset to, okay, next kill. You got to get the ball. You can't let the other team get a few points together. You just got to focus on turning it into a kill.
The All-MAC second team selection, Alulave, with a serve for Toledo. Behind the line swing, King. Dig for Neal in Toledo. Alt taken away. Case off of 1 foot. And Toledo able to recover. Alt again. And Alt is really starting to find her rhythm here in the second frame.
Yeah, everything she's touching is finding the floor. I think there's kind of a good matchup for her right now. So Case isn't short per se, but she is shorter relative to other blockers. So right now she's on the pin, kind of opposing Alt. So that is favorable for taking bigger swings and not having as much of a block in your face.
Alt at 6'1", Case comes at 5'8". Back-to-back kills for Alt. This time went through the block on the same position as the last one.
Yep, and I think she's turning it a little more line. You could see that one go down the line as the blocking lineup would indicate she should.
400 kills for the All-MAC first team selection, Taylor Alt. 9 kills, that ties with Julia Marr of Western Michigan for the highest in the match so far. King has come to life here in this second frame, her second kill, and it pushes that Western Michigan lead to 3 again.
Yep, and I think we're seeing kind of the kills kind of separate here a little bit. Western has really capitalized, and they're showing that they are more terminal.
Maddie Arundel out of Marist, Illinois. Transferred in from Ferris State, the redshirt freshman. A little pirouette. Alt will push that one out there. I want to talk about that set there for Redmond. Had to get up and then twist her body a little bit before playing it off to Alt.
Yeah, so those are kind of like save sets. You lose control. You can really tell kind of the skill of a setter when she's aware of her position next to the net. And she did a great job of, while having to keep her body out of it, keeping the ball lined up to that pin.
Alt doesn't mess around there. Gets another assist for Redmond, another kill for Alt. First player in double-figure kills with 10.
She's had quite a few double-doubles, both from, well, double-double being kills and digs this season.
3-point lead for Western Michigan. Right back onto the floor, Marr, but she's dug in the back row by Toledo. Case with a dump off the hand and just couldn't get underneath of it. Was Alulave off the touch from Felici.
Yeah, it's important for a setter to stay active and make the opposing team respect her as an offensive player. So she just throws that dump in every once in a while to remind them that they cannot forget that she can also send the ball over.
Back to a 4-point Western Michigan lead. Broncos get the block. Alt couldn't save it. Second block of the second frame for the Broncos. They go ahead by 5.
Yep. Really dialing in their time there. Not much productivity in the first set on blocks, but picking it up.
Brings to a timeout here in the second frame. Western Michigan leads 15-10. They're up 1-0 in this MAC tournament quarterfinal matchup here on ESPN.